Hello friends, it's Nancy from Astrology and Angel Mediums, and today I have a deck unboxing. This is the Tarot Divinatorium by Andre Sanchez, and I didn't even know I was going to get this deck. So I do get some decks sent to me and some books by Rockpool Publishing. I really do enjoy the things that they have in their catalog. I think that they're very unique, and I am very grateful to receive decks from them. And so this came in the mail, and I'm not gonna lie, I already thumbed through it because I was like, this is so beautiful. So this is a Rider-Waite reimagined deck, and so it is collage style. It has this beautiful kind of like Baroque kind of medieval artwork, like Renaissance. There's some really beautiful artwork, and I can't wait for you guys to see it as well. And so it is in the Rider-Waite style. So if you like Rider-Waite decks and also like collage style decks, this is a really beautiful deck to kind of add into your collection. So there's a lot of classical art. And so I think with the gilded edging on this deck as well, it's very beautiful. There's a lot of florals. It's just, to me, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful deck, and I'm so excited. I'm like, it's very Taurus season. So the inside of the box, it's a large box. I know some people don't really like the large boxes. I didn't even look at the guidebook, you guys. I just was like, let me look at these cards. As you can see, I already went through it. So the guidebook, I love, it's like a nice glossy picture book, and there's full color and just standard kind of how to use the deck, pretty typical. And then I love all this little stuff. So full color of the card, and then the meaning of the card. So there's a little bit of information on the artwork, and then there's these little vignettes, and so it has some information on the artwork, which I think is cool, because as someone that really loves just art in general, and I've talked about it where I will keep decks because they're beautiful, this is something that I think will be a lot of fun for me to kind of reference the artwork and look at what we have going on. So very nice. Not a ton of information for the card meanings, if that is something that you tend to rely on. I always tell people, I'm like, use the different decks meanings if that makes sense for you, or your intuition. And so it's just really beautiful to me. This is very much up my alley, and I'm kind of glad that I was able to get this sent to me, because it is stunning, and this is totally a deck that I would have had to add to my collection if I found out about it. Andre Sanchez is from Bordeaux, France, and so he does the digital collage, photography, and graphic design. And so it just kind of talks about how to connect with him and his social media. So I've never heard of him. So, all right, now let's look at these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous cards, you guys. All right, so we have some beautiful edging, so you don't have to see my clumsy attempts at trying to edge another deck. But I need you guys, and it's a glossy finish, which I know is not everyone's favorite, and I will say it's not always my favorite, but it does help when trying to shuffle cards. So for how beautiful this is, I will accept. So here's the Fool. Look at that. And I just love all these little details, and now that I understand that there's information on the vignettes, we have extra artwork to kind of explore and learn about. So we have the Magician, the High Priestess. I love all the different elements and how all of the cards they just go together. The Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Just stunning. Stunning, stunning pieces. Strength. It's a beautiful strength card. I love the colors. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. So you'll see there's a lot of this like crossover between traditional Rider-Waite-Smith decks and what we have here. We have the Hanged Man. This Death card. I love it. It gives me like Joan of Arc, but then also like death. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just gives me both. Temperance. The Devil. Is this not such a beautiful Devil card? The Tower. And again, you're going to see a lot of these like common themes between the Rider-Waite-Smith and this deck. So the Star, the Moon, the Sun, which I think that's Louis the 15th or the 14th's like little emblem that he had. He was known as like the Sun King. Sorry. Judgment. The World. Is that not beautiful? And then on to the minor cards. So we have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands. Sorry, I'm like trying to stay in frame. The Four of Wands, the Five, the Six, the Seven, the 8, the 9, the 10, and then we have a Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. All right, so moving on to the cups. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, the 4, the 5. That is the thing with a glossy finish. They're a little bit more slippy. The 6 of Cups. And I do like that there's these little vignettes, right? So if you're like, I'm not really sure of this. So like here we have like this 5 of Cups, right? And it's like you see him and yeah, he looks upset. But then there's also this like small vignette and you're just like, oh, a little despair, I guess. The 6 of Cups. We have the 7 of Cups. So it kind of gives you a little bit more to look at if you're someone that really likes to use the imagery on the deck for your readings. I think that this is a beautiful deck to use. The 9 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Wait, 9 earlier, my bad. The Queen of Cups, look at her. The King of Cups, look at him. So we have the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, which I think this is such a beautiful Two of Swords card. The 3 with an anatomically correct heart. The 4 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, which this is crazy looking. I love it. The 6 of Swords, the 7, is that not adorable? The 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, which I think this is a beautiful 10 of Swords card. The Page, the Knight, the Queen, look at her, ready to go, and then the King. Now with the coins, which is going to be Pentacles. So we have the Ace, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, 7, 8. See, they're going to start sliding all over the place. The 9, the 10, the Page, the Knight, and Queen and King. So if you are like me and like to have decks that are a little bit more diverse or have imagery that maybe you can relate to, if you're someone that comes from a different cultural background or is, you know, a person of color or has like different, you know, ethnic kind of connections, this may not be a deck that you would probably gravitate towards. But as someone that, even though I am, you know, Mexican American, I love classical art. And so I think that this is just a really stunning and beautiful deck, just because I love how this has been done. A lot of collage decks. I'm starting to find that I do tend to gravitate towards collage art decks, which at first I was like, oh, I don't like that or whatever. I do love how this is done. There is a lot of layer and nuance, and there is this I think maybe like the soft kind of muted colors, and just the imagery that's been chosen, the addition of these little vignettes on each of the cards. I think it makes it a very unique deck. And let's look. And the cardstock is not super thick. The backs are reversible, so that's nice. I mean, in a way, I mean, if you were to kind of look at it, you might be like, oh, that's not reversed, or this is reversed or whatever. So if you're someone that doesn't read reversals, that might not be an issue for you. So that is something to take into consideration. I feel like with the glossy finish, it will be very nice to shuffle and to use this deck. But this is just my little deck unboxing. Let's see, we have the Queen of Wands, we have Justice, we have the Seven of Swords. It's so funny because I pulled the Seven of Swords for my card of the day from another deck, and then the King of Cups. So I think even just though there's different colors, it still goes together very well. It's still like looks cohesive. It looks beautiful. I like how the artwork is very consistent throughout, and I love the addition of these little vignettes because I think it can add a little bit more layer and nuance to your readings. So let me know what you guys think of this deck. I am excited to dive into it and start using it, so you might see it a little bit more on my channel now that I can show you guys. So have a good one. Please take care, stay safe, and as always, make good choices. Bye.